uniform that you bought with your own money 5 years ago. It's no news that the government has not done enough by you. We feel your pain and we wish things could be different as we continue to call on government to wake up to their responsibilities. We want the police to be our friends, just as it is boldly stated across the various police stations nationwide. And from mainland 98.3 FM, we implore you to do better. We love you and we support you always.
Very good evening to you. Welcome to the Situation Room live on Mainland 98.3 FM. It's a Friday edition and of course the last edition of the show for the month of February and for this week. By tomorrow we're going to be telling each other Happy New Month because tomorrow is going to be the 1st of March 2025. I mean, it's looking more like this year will be faster than last year because it felt like it was yesterday, you know, the entire Happy New Year buzz. Oh, New Year, new me, New Year, new resolution. I want to do this, setting out your target for the year, first quarter, middle of the year, third quarter, you know, ember plans, all of those. And, you know, I mean, we just moved into Happy New Month from Happy New Year. Now we've said another Happy New Month, and now we're going to be seeing another Happy New Month again tomorrow. It's just basically a reflection of what life should be to you and I. It's evolving. I mean, it's not waiting for anybody, irrespective of whatever challenges that the time or the situation you find yourself, based on your environment, your personal problems. Time waits for nobody. I'm sure you've heard that before. It means that whatever plans that you have, whatever decisions that you're procrastinating, you need to sit yourself down and talk to yourself. So you know what? Time is going, and like they would always say, time is of the essence. It's fast and quick. My name is 괏괏ᴜ Akínyàdé, and if you're meeting me for the first time, you're live on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. It's been a chilly day in the city of Lagos. Actually, depending on what part of Lagos you stay, like my friends would always say that I'm staying in the border of Nigeria and Cameroon. For those of us that are, you know, are enjoying the luxury of working in Lagos and living in Ogun State, it's a different feeling. But of course, it's always an amazing time, you know, when we come together to, you know, enjoy this platform, 90 straight minutes of conversation around politics, policies, leadership, governance, accountability, demand for dividends of democracy, social misconstrued. We just talk about everything on this space, and that is why we call it the Situation Room. And boy, oh boy, there's been a lot of situation that has come up already today, but because of my commitment to you that every Friday would always have a town hall meeting on the show, because of how congested you know, the week had always been. On Monday we opened up with the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress in the 2019 and 2023 presidential election. Comrade Dᴏɪᴜ was on the show from 4 to 5:30, and you know, it was a session of sober reflection. We focused on you know, the controversies surrounding the launching of the book by the former military head of states, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, A Journey in Service. And you know, remember that's last week Thursday in Abuja, where they call them the creme de la creme, the powers that be. My cousin said the principalities and powers against Nigeria. I don't know what she meant by that, boy. You know, every former head of state living, except of course the immediate past president, that sent a representative now. By the way, since he left office 2 years ago, is returning to Kaduna for the first time, talking about the immediate past president of Nigeria. And I watched, his arrival in Kaduna yesterday was received by the governor of the state, His Excellency Governor Basani, on his entourage, the vice president of Katsina, and the deputy governor of Katsina, I beg your pardon, the governor of Borno State as well, Professor Babagana Zulum. All of them were in his convoy, to escort him to Kaduna State. As he said, he's going to be in Kaduna observing the holy month of Ramadan. Well, let's see how it goes. Kogi North Senatorial District, distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti of the People's Democratic Party. And ladies and gentlemen, it's been a revelation. And there's always that twist. On Monday, the former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir Rufai, was on TV, and he gave a teletour session from 8 to 9 p.m. In fact, I had to stay back at the office to follow that proceeding. And ladies, there was so much talk about. And, one way or the other, some of the issues he had raised, the All Progressive Congress lacking internal democracy, not organizing caucus meeting or NEC meeting. By the way, Tuesday and Wednesday, the APC had convened the caucus meeting and the NEC meeting for the first time in 2 years, whereas the constitution of the party says that the caucus meeting should be held every quarter. Do you know what that means? 4 times in a year. But the APC had done only once in 2 years. Well, Malam Nasir Rufai actually said a lot in that interview. And earlier this morning, Senator Natasha Akpoti also came out to bear mind on the altercation that happened between herself and the president of the Nigerian Senate, the former governor of Akwa Ibom State now, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, on the issue of reallocating her seats, being suspended on the floor of the Senate because of, they said she refused to obey the standing order and the rule of the House. And I think I saw her interview on the very popular human rights radio in Abuja. But more this morning was a bigger expose. And then she gave a lot of allegations. By the way, allegation of sexual harassment against the president of the senator. That's this president of the Nigerian Senate, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio. And then she said a lot of things, how the senator from Ekiti State, Michael Okpeyemi Bamidele, called her at past 12 in the middle of the night to tell her to drop her charges, and that she was hearing the voice of the president of the Nigerian Senate on the background. She knew she was on speaker. And then she just said a whole lot. She talked about the fact that 4 times Senator Godswill Akpabio has stood down a motion on the floor of the House, and one of the motion had been a repeated desire to have a debate on the Jakarta Steel Company. And she said that she went into the office of the president of the Nigerian Senate to say, distinguished senator, what exactly have I done wrong? Why do you keep, rolling over my motion or my issue of urgent importance on the floor of the House? And then she alleged that the Senate president told her that, things can be made easier for her on the floor of the Senate if she makes him happy. And then she went on to say a lot of other things. Well, it looks like it's an evolving story. Let's keep our fingers crossed. I would certainly keep you updates on that particular. I know that by Monday, maybe the spokesperson of the Nigerian Senate president would also release statement. His wife came out about an hour ago to say, my husband is a caring and peaceful man, is a jovial man that is sometimes misunderstood. And a lot of people had also opened up the word misunderstood. What are the things he says or he does that people get to misunderstood? That's the word. I mean, so it's been a whole lot of issue in the last maybe 10-12 hours. If you follow the Nigerian political space, you know that the worst thing that can happen to you, especially if you're on this kind of job that we do, is to be offline. Better you come up, it will feel like rapture happened and you were left behind. Well, that's probably one of the things that have dominated the space in the last maybe few hours. And the question everyone is asking is this: to be or not to be? Should the president of the Nigerian Senate step aside, while investigation of these allegations are going or will be going on, of course, the Senate has its rules. There's the House Committee on Ethics and Privileges. I'm sure that these allegations, because when Senator Natasha Akpotu-Uduaghan was presenting her interview, she presented evidences, screenshots printed of WhatsApp calls and chats and conversation that she had with a lot of people. And then, no, so the question everybody's asking is this: should the president of Nigeria Senate step aside while the investigation is going on? Or you think this is a case of, oh, I'll charge you to court, meet me in court, I'm going to sue you for defamation of character, I'm going to sue you for libel, I'm going to sue you for so much, or whatever it is anyone is suing each other for. But the question is this: will it be proper, ethical, if the president of Nigeria Senate is presiding over his Senate where his colleagues are investigating allegations of sexual harassment? I was talking to some of my colleagues. We're having a conversation downstairs, and I said, there are a lot of things I would never want to be associated with. First off, financial misappropriation, whatever has to do with money. Oh, we gave you 2 kobo, you can't account for it. It tarnishes your image forever. It tarnishes your image forever. Somebody still threw a banter on the former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, on X recently, where his younger brother, was having a conversation with some people. I think on a comment, and the person said, "Oh, you're saying this, is your brother not a wife beater?" And remember the case of allegation of the then governor's wife coming out to say that, oh, he was harassing me, he was beating me and all of that. That was about maybe 15 or 10 years or more ago. They're still making the reference on his younger brother's comment on a social media conversation. That's how crazy these allegations can stain your image. So I've always told people, anywhere you hear that, oh, somebody gave you money, you can't account for it, you won't find me there. Or somebody comes out to say, oh, you sexually harassed or you molested a colleague, a friend, a neighbor, or a schoolmate, a coursemate, a classmate. And I'm like, hold up. I'm not saying, like I said, I've used the word allegedly over and over again. I hope I'm not beginning to sound like Two-Faced Dibia. I remember the video released, talking about his splits with his wife, Annie, where he said, oh, allegedly. He used the word allegedly more than 15 times in that 14-minute video. But I'm just saying that if there's these weighty allegations, I mean, I understand that sometimes in this place you are innocent until proven guilty. But in sinner crimes, especially in a position where you could be the judge in your own case, you probably have to be guilty until proven innocent. Mr. Uduaghan is a close associate and very good friend of the president of the Senate. When they had their naming ceremony, there were pictures. The entire Akpabio family were, in their house at the Uduaghan's house in Delta, celebrating with them. I saw the picture of the wife of the president of the Senate holding Senator Natasha Akpotu's baby Uduaghans and their Akpabios. However, with weighty allegations like this, there's a whole lot of things that can't be swept under the carpet. Even if the president of the Senate decided not to press charges, you're the number 3 man in this country. God forbid, if anything happens to the president or the vice president, fellow Nigerians, if you're listening to me today, this evening, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio becomes the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria according to the 1999 Constitution as amended. So when you have someone that such highly placed, the number 3 man in this country, and there are weighty allegations of sexual harassment, it shouldn't be swept under the carpet. By now, you would expect the ruling party, the APC, to have released a statement. The presidency should have also released a statement. The spokesperson of the Nigerian Senate should have released a statement, so that if these allegations are false and the senator making these allegations cannot present evidences, hard fact evidences to back up our claims, then somebody will have to be made a scapegoat. But if these allegations are real, then it could change a lot of things going forward. We keep our fingers crossed. Next week, Tuesday, the Senate will come together again. And trust me, and trust us on Mainland 98.3 FM. We'll always be there to give you everything that went down in that Senate. But as it is today, Senator Natasha Akpotu remains suspended from the Senate, and being suspended means you're not expected to be seen around the chambers. Your office will be locked, your privileges will be stripped from you. You will not get your sitting allowance for the period of your suspension. I mean, those are the rules of the House. So it began from, oh, this is my seat. This used to be my seat. Oh, some senators decamped. The senator representing Delta North or thereabouts. That's Senator Ned, when he decamped to the APC, apparently there's a sitting arrangement in the House. High-ranking senators sit in front. There may be first-time senators always sit at the rear end, or perhaps maybe chairman of certain House committees and maybe second time or third time senators always, sit in front. So I think there's that arrangement. And when the senator decamped, he has to move to the other side. There seems to be some sanity in the Senate. I've been privileged to observe one or two sittings, but those were the days where a senator can leave his seat and go and beat another senator on one side, where they use babariga to wrap each other and drag each other down, pull chair on each other. But now everything seems a bit organized now within the chambers. The president of the Nigerian Senate was also saying recently, I think on Wednesday I saw the video, that upon their investigation they found out that the reason why Senator Natasha Akpoti didn't want to leave her seat was because she wanted to be seen by the camera. Nigeria is an interesting space. Yes, that was exactly what the president of the Nigerian Senate said. That these were no allegations. The video is everywhere. He said it that the senator wanted to be seen by the camera. That's why she didn't want to leave her position. I remember there was a conversation between both of them as well last year, where the senator, the president of the Nigerian Senate, came out to say that, this is not a clubhouse. You can't talk to people anyhow. So this issue didn't start today. That particular one was settled and everybody moved on. Then this one happened again. But we keep our fingers crossed. But like I said, the people involved, especially the person being alleged to have sexually harassed his colleague, is sitting on the most respected seat in Nigeria's legislative business, which is the president of the Senate. There is the Nigerian president, there is the vice president, there is the president of the Senate, then the president, the speaker of the House of Representatives. So those that in that particular order, in those four. So God forbid, if anything happens to number one and number two, number three, which is Senator Akpabio, becomes the president of the country. So should we keep our fingers crossed, or we just hope that a thorough investigation will be done on this issue? Let me have your take on that. And don't forget also, we started this conversation on Monday, like we always do. Monday was basically with 𝐴ᴏ we read 90 minutes. We had some huge revelation that he also said. Unfortunately, we couldn't pick calls on Monday because I just had to allow the conversation to flow. And on Tuesday, Bryce Adams joined me in the studio. And then we looked at the constitutionality of some of the issues that we are dealing with in this country. Yesterday, Mr. Miwademi was live in the studio. And then we talked about the issue of the regrouping coming up in the north. Also on the back of the interview that the former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, gave on Monday. We talked about that. We also looked at probably the delay in the implementation of the local government autonomy. I'm talking about local government. Well, earlier today, there were landmark judgments coming from the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in respect to Rivers State. And boy, oh boy, those were massive ones. Well, earlier today, the Supreme Court had recognized Right Honorable Martins Chike Amaewule as the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly. And the Supreme Court also prohibited the CBN from disbursing funds to the Rivers State government because it invalidated the October 2024 local government election in the state. The Supreme Court has annulled the election of all the local government chairpersons who were elected in the October 2024 elections organized by the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. The court also directed Amaewule to reconvene with all the elected members of the assembly, including the embattled 26 lawmakers. So the die is cast in Rivers. I will keep our fingers crossed, but I have a feeling that things can happen. You never can tell what those things could be. But let me have your thought. Godzilla Akpabio in the news again for the right or for the wrong reasons. Okay, let me apologize real quick. I initially said Senator Natasha Akpoti is representing Kogi North. Apologies for that. She's representing Kogi Central Senatorial District. Yes, she accused the Senate President Godswill of sexual harassment. Mrs. Natasha Akpoti, a member of the PDP, made the allegation during a live interview earlier today. The senator detailed an incident on the 8th of October 2023 where she and her husband visited Mr. Akpabio's residence in Uyo, the capital of Akwa Ibom State. During the visit, she alleged that the Senate President held her hand, led her around his house, and then made inappropriate advances towards her, even in her husband's presence. Well, let me quote what she said. He said, it all started on the 8th of December 2023, which was a day before my birthday. Before his birthday and my birthday were birthday mates. Apparently, the two senators share the same birthday, which is the 9th of December every year. We're all in Akwa Ibom because he had a big fun fair in the stadium. Myself and my husband and a few close friends, we went together to his house in Uyo. At first, we were at 𝐴̀kpẹ̀nẹ̀, his house in 𝐴̀kpẹ̀nẹ̀. Then we all moved to his house in Uyo, which was about 8 p.m. Then he held my hand. He said he wanted to show me around his house. My husband was walking behind us, just the three of us walking around from room to room. He showed me his beautiful interior, which was, this was done by his designer. He brought this from us. Look how beautiful it is. Then I noticed that he hastened his pace while still holding my hand. My husband was behind, but he was on his phone having a lengthy conversation, but he was catching up whenever he could. And then he got to this particular sitting room and he said, do you like my house? I said, of course, sir, I do. Every room, beautiful, nice interior, quality taste. He said, now that you're a senator, I'm going to create a time for us to come and spend quality moment here. Well, you will enjoy it. And at that point, I just pulled away. And I was like, I don't really understand what exactly that meant, Mr. Senator. She narrated. Following this encounter, Mrs. Akpoti claimed that her husband advised her against traveling alone or visiting the Senate President's residence. Well, she went on to say that, but when I turned around, my husband was already near me, and my husband looked at me and looked at him, and I was beginning to wonder, did he hear that part of that inciting statement or not? And then the Senate President too, she went on to say that. So then the Senate President said, oh, by the way, let me show you my chapel. He has a chapel in his house as well. So when we were going to the chapel, we walked in silence and all. So that evening, before we left the house at about 11 midnight, she mentioned the hotel where they lodged, and my husband asked Natasha, what did the Senate President whisper to you? What was he telling you? I thought I should tell him that he was speaking about bringing me here at a special time for us to have a good time, or should I just kill it there and wrap it as if it was nothing, because tomorrow is a big day for me, which was my birthday. I know how much my husband adores the Senate President. He loves him as a brother. My brother would do anything my husband would do anything to support him. So I told my husband nothing. He didn't say anything. I can't remember what I created. I just gave him some words to mask what he said. After we were laid in bed, I looked to my right and my husband wrapped his arms around me and he said, my love, you can tell me anything. What did the Senate President tell you? Again, I said, don't you believe me? I said nothing. Moreover, it's my birthday in a few minutes. Let's just be happy. Then my husband told me he doesn't want to see me travel out of the country alone, and I should not go to the president of the Senate house because he has a guest house where many senators do go there, after office to get approval and all. So I told him, okay, no problems. The senator also recounted another incident where Mr. Akpabio allegedly asked her to take care of him to ensure our motions are considered on the Senate floor. Specifically, she mentioned her motion to investigate the corruption in the Jakarta Steel Company, which she believed was deliberately obstructed by Mr. Akpabio. She said, and I quote, I thought that was going to be the end. But in February, I wanted to move a motion for the investigation of the corrupt practices in the Jakarta Steel Company. I listed that motion 5 times. It was the 6th time that it was listed on the other paper that was approved. Many senators can testify to that. Each time the motion is listed, just before he takes it, he will say, oh, Senator Natasha, we can't take this motion because the board of the Senate does not accommodate it. Or he will speak on others and let it drag that just before the motion is taken, and the time will be well spent. So he kept me on doing that. And I went to his office and I said, Mr. Senate President, sir, you know how important this Ajaokuta Steel Company is to me. You know how important it is to my people and to Nigerians. I've noticed that you have stepped down this motion, and as a matter of fact, a number of senators have told me, go and see him and plead with him so that he will take your motion. And I was like, sir, please, why can't you take this motion? It is very important. It has been listed severally. Then it was listed the third time and stepped down. Then he said, Natasha, I'm the chief presiding officer of the Senate. You can enjoy a whole lot if you take care of me. At that point, I said, sir, I would pretend that I didn't hear what you just said. And he said, well, the ball is in your court. I left his office, and when I got home, I told my husband, I didn't tell my husband what happened. I just told my husband, please, can you speak to the Senate President to allow my motion to scale through? I think I also spoke to the DSP and to the House Leader, Senator Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ. I spoke to a number of senators, and they should please intervene and allow him to do that. I never told them what happened. My husband had a trip to London. Then the Senate President traveled to London. My husband met with the Senate President and pleaded with him, let my wife take this motion at Ajaokuta. It is very important to her. So it was Senator Barrow that actually took it. He recounted. Wow. It's a lot. I just had to allow you to enjoy the session that we all enjoyed this morning, in case you didn't watch that interview live. So the allegations are waiting, and words were said. Maybe evidence or no evidence, time will tell. But if you have allegations of this level against someone so highly placed, it's a case that every single well-meaning Nigerian, irrespective of your political affiliation, should be pressing the government to investigate. Because we've had cases of sex for grades on lecturers in this country that the entire country had come out to condemn. We've had cases of, harassment within the office space that people have come up to condemn. So if these allegations are out and they're investigated, properly investigated, then I'm sure that a lot of people would have to be held accountable in this situation. The institution of government must never be dragged into any level of disrepute, whether the judiciary, the executive, or the legislative arm of government, which is very critical to sustaining our democracy. You understand what it means to be this 109th city. So 1-0, and I'm sure we're meeting no guest. Hello, good evening.
Hello, I did not have integrity to mention an allegation at president. What did I say? The moment the Senate President had advanced on her or sexual assault, why she did not reporting the Senate President to the ethic and the discipline to move a motion? That is where the allegation of the sexual harassment comes in. So the woman herself lacks integrity to even say anything. If you are moral justification as a common citizen of this country, we have to question our integrity. Being somebody's wife and somebody making allegation and being the Senate President, you cannot publish it in the newspaper. When that will happen, they send back in. Now, when they ask you to leave the seat, that is when you are not saying that the Senate President will advance on you or you're making a sexual assault. It's a criminal offense. Even the statement of one herself is not even have the moral justification. That's my own input.
Thank you very much, Mr. Laiwola, for opening the floor of this conversation. Let me take your thoughts, and I hope I'll be able to attend to all of your messages on Facebook. I just refreshed my Facebook page right now, and I'm seeing your messages already. But of course, today is Friday. It's a town hall meeting, and so let's have a conversation. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Mainland FM.
Good evening.
Hello.
It's me, brother Yokolo from Owe.
Brother who?
Brother Yokolo from Owe.
Okay. Brother Yokolo from Owe. Good to have you on the show today.
If you listen to that woman Natasha in the house, all what she said, I'm a man, you yourself, I'm speaking to you, you are a man, you know what man of your mate can do. I cannot deny for the president of the house. The woman didn't hide anything, how they want to go in the president's house and the other place. The woman is not except the matter on that carpet. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's exactly what the issue is. And I doubt if this one will be made to just go off like that. Like I said, it's a big challenge for the ruling APC. It's a big challenge for the Senate, of course, the highest lawmaking body in the land, to investigate this one, irrespective of who is involved. Questions will need to be asked. Hello, good evening, Ralph.
Mr. Good evening, sir.
Good to have you join us on the show today.
If a second investigation should go on, whether she say it now or she say it anytime. It's just like when somebody rep somebody, you ask her, what do you speak up now? What do you speak when they rep you? It doesn't matter. Let them go investigate. What the woman said is right. Let them go spend time immediately. It's a very strong allegation.
It's too strong.
Just the one you're accusing somebody of raping you. Step that immediately, let the investigation start. It doesn't matter when you speak out. Something must lead to something. So that's the issue. But we talk anyhow.
Thank you very much. Well, since 1999 till now, we've been privileged to have quite a lot of people hold that seat. From Senator Ahmed Lawan to Senator Bukola Saraki to what was the Senate? I mean, a lot of them. I think we had about 5 presidents of the Senate, or 4, under the former president Olusegun Obasanjo. Let me talk to this caller. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my brother.
Welcome. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is Alex. I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay.
All right. The thing is that the sexual harassment issue, that's another thing, to be looked at. But the area where she talked about having motions switched to another person and all that, I think is very, very critical. It's very, very doable. Your shenanigans can go in the house, This is where, party issues can play on. Maybe he's not our APC member, give it to our APC member to do, so that they will say that we are working, APC working, other parties are not working. When election comes, they will wipe away the other parties and all that. So all these things can be happening. So this disciplinary committee in the house,
should look into it.
Even come up to the occasion to say, okay, find this person faulty or not. All these things are just cooked up in the house. Then the sexual harassment thing can be looked up to. If she claimed that, if she said it's happy, something happened, let them put the man on the table and question him.
Thank you very much. I mean, that's exactly what everyone is asking for, by the way. Okay. I was trying to get a grip of all the Senate presidents that we've had from 1999 till now. We've had 𝐴ᴏ from Imo State. He was there from 1999 till 1999. There was Chuba Okadigbo from Anambra State from 1999 till 2000. Distinguished Senator Pius Ayin Pius, he has gone back to the APC right now from 2000 to 2003. There was also Adolphus Wabara from 2003 to 2005 from Abia State. There's Ken Inamani from Enugu State from 2005 to 2007. From 2011 to 2015, there is David Mark from Benue State. From 2015 to 2019, there was Bukola Saraki from Kwara State, Ahmed Lawan from 2019 to 2023, and now there's Godswill Obot Akpabio from Akwa Ibom State. Is the one holding his field right now. Hello, good evening. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, in case you're trying to reach us and you're finding difficulty doing same, you can go on our Facebook page. We're streaming live, facebook.com/mainland 98.3 FM, or you talk to us on YouTube, where we're also streaming. Hello, good evening, Mr. James.
Okay, good evening.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mrs. allegation, I am not even surprised it's coming out, because this kind of a thing has been happening. But it just that something happened that brought this one to the public space. The character we are having on in fact, Nigerian system has been accommodating a kind of character that even in a sinner country, they will not even come close to power. But unfortunately, these are the people that don't know worshiping. These are the people that whenever they pass by, we start hearing them and giving them all the praises to do. That, in fact, I don't know, I'm very troubled. If you listen to Fᴏَʟᴏᴏ in the morning, the passionate way was, going about analyzing the situation of Nigeria. I mean, you even say you because it seems that we are not going to come out of this. Even if they investigate this matter, believe you me, you may end up, you see the way you will be having different risks, and they will not come up with any seriousness. You know Nigeria, and I trust Nigeria. So I'm troubled. That's why I say this thing that it might have been happening for other people have been going through the same thing, but it's just that their case has not came out to the level of that of Akpoti. I just pray that God bring us a helper, because I don't know how we are going to get out of this place we are being into, because these politicians, they are helping to turn things around their own way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining the conversation. It's the town hall edition of the situation. We would always do this on Fridays, so that whatever it is that you couldn't join us to talk about all through the week, we'll review all of the topics we've discussed. Then we'll introduce a new topic today, which is Friday. We'll also, come around and have conversation around it. Today, it is the weighty allegations of sexual harassment leveled against the president of the Nigerian Senate by his colleague, the senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. And of course, I read through the all of the interviews she had this morning. In case you missed it, you can check it online so that you can catch up with the conversation. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I heard what is going on there.
Please, could you do me a favor, please?
Yeah, I'm Cletus from Badagry.
Okay, Mr. Cletus, can you help me put down the volume on your radio set, or you turn it off completely?
Yeah, I'm out of it.
Okay, let's go on, please.
Like what I was saying, the impunity in Nigeria, even in the lawmaking system, including the judiciary, we are not going to find anything good result coming out of this case. Understand? Because the impunity is there already. They will buy all the whole judiciary and then use it to silence the woman and then forge so many things. I can remember the days of Manikarewski, 1998.
Against the former president, Bill Clinton.
Yeah, I remember this in 1998 when I was in Libya, but I bought a magazine containing that the contest there. I know how Clinton nearly lose that seat. I think either it is down or something of that nation. So that's something like that is not happening in Nigeria yet. The law is not working here. At the end, they shift the mind of Nigerians, and after they will do other things on that ground. But let's see how far it goes and see how it's going to play. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I also don't want to share some of the pessimism being expressed by Nigerians on this show. I want to believe that we have to uphold the sanctity of an institution that is supposed to be the highest lawmaking organ of government, which is the Senate. And more importantly, the person involved is not just a first-time senator or regular floor senator. Is a in fact, the highest ranking member on the floor. You're the president of the Nigerian Senate. You are the number 3 man in the country. If there's no president, there's no vice president. He becomes the president in acting capacity, at least. I mean, we can't fold our hands and allow allegations like this. And thank God for every allegations like this, there's a benefit of a doubt. You can come out and also defend yourself. You can ask the case to be in court. But the question is this: if this matter is taken to court, or probably the House, the Rules and Privilege, Ethics and Privileges Committee of the Senate, do they have enough steel to investigate the president of the Nigerian Senate, the same man that appointed them in those committees? Do they have that steel to pull it through? Will they be thorough and fair in their investigation, especially when party loyalty is involved in this? This is a weighty allegation. It should not be swept under the carpet. Hello, good evening. Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yes. Your name and where you calling from?
This is Wale calling from Shomolu.
Okay, Mr. Wale from Shomolu.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, if you look at the antecedents of the Senate president, person of Fabio, you understand that that's some question. Remember when he was the NDDC chairman? Remember the issue?
The head of the agency that alleged.
You understand? So these are people of questionable characters, that find their way to.
He was also the one that raised the issue of the mic.
You understand, guys? So before you can say Natasha was this and that, you need to look at, even, I'm not saying what she's saying is true. I'm not saying the allegation level against him is true. But now I want to take a clue from that history. You understand? Of this man's character. You know, how I wish the allegation could be properly investigated so that we can see the outcome. But I don't know, this thing will just be swept under the carpet. I don't really see it.
Okay, like I said, I want to believe it won't be swept under the carpet. So when we have conversations like this, I'm sure the relevant people will know what to do. Hello, good evening.
Yeah.
Hello. This person probably mistakenly put us on hold. You can call back. It's Friday, so we have some good minutes for everyone to have their thoughts on the show today. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. I think the people on the phone lines are they're conflicting. Everybody should relax. There's enough time. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Good to have you on the show today.
I can hear. Thank you very much. My name is Lata. I'm calling from Sūľ.
Good to have you join us.
Thank you, my brother. When I tell you I'm probably spiritual, can you see yourself? My brother, you see how this person bring food to my table. How this, my brother, you see these people. At the end of the day, wasting no more waste time. All is going to be story. I'm telling you, it's going to be like people are saying, who's going to regulate all this? Like you say now, you don't appoint this, you appoint the other one. The thing that we do without, backing him, these are the things. How long we continue like this? Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. Wow. The reference the last caller made was by Joy Nunez. That's the ex NDDC MD, where she alleged that during the investigation that she slapped 𝐴𝐶 for sexually harassing her. The former acting managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Joy Nunez, had claimed that she slapped the minister some years back. That was specifically in 2020, because I remember during that hearing, then there was still COVID, people were still wearing nose mask and face shield. And then that was when the allegation of Senate chairman off the mic. You remember when the financial accounts, the books of the NDDC was to be open, and then the issues began with some senators used to come and lobby us for money before they can approve some of the issues we brought to the house, and then some revelations began to roll out in that public hearing, and then we start hearing, Mr. Chairman, off the mic. Well, the mic had remained off till today. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Good to have you join us.
Good evening.
You're welcome.
They are in the best man, the line.
Okay. My brother. There's something you just laugh at. Responsibilities to uphold that should know. Anything you do becomes scrutinized. You become a public property. If you cough, if you sneeze, if you sleep in the public, if you come off at the wrong bus stop, if you enter the wrong bus, if you wear your clothes inside out, everything you do from that moment becomes scrutinized. So that alone should guide your utterances, your actions, your deeds, your reactions. We've seen situations where serving senators have gone to harass people as sex toys in this same country. We've seen situations where reps members have been caught at some unholy places at some unholy times. We've seen situations where honorable members have jumped the fence, jumped the gate to access the chamber in this same country. So sometimes some of these things are not entirely new to you, but sometimes they also continue to go on because nobody's asking questions. There are no consequences for misdeeds that people do, because some people feel like, oh, of course, I'm a man, I'm a big man, I'm bigger than the institution. So we have a situation where individuals are more powerful than institutions in this country, and they can do things and get away with it. That is why a reps member can tell a dispatch rider that I'll make you disappear and nobody will. People sent you to represent you, feel that seat. Perhaps the law office that you're holding. Hello, good evening.
You know.
I know.
First of all, you've not kept to our agreement.
I don't know. Okay, I own up for that, and I'm going to make
CRO manager of a company in Iṛsᴛ should extend it to any telecommunication company. I think it's now defunct. Godswill Akpabio was general manager there then. That's why I leave the matter to now. That's my contribution.
Okay.
You know, when certain people have certain threats, you know, is in the blood system. So they should investigate it. I mean, it's time we take this country, the younger generation. I've played my role then in the media. So by certain things, it's just like the last speaker talked about, what was it? He brought about the people should be profiled from present and past, just like advanced countries does. So God will help us so that we can be having responsible leaders. I'm not saying what Natasha said is true or not.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, and I'll certainly respond to that.
Exactly.
I'll certainly respond to that. I thought I did already. Okay. I'll work on that. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Yapa.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. My name is Lucky from Yanapada.
Mr. Lucky, good to have you on the show today.
Let me tell you, I watched Natasha what you talk. You can see the truth. No and when you play as Yahoo, there is you do that because that is the problem in Nigeria. When they have more opportunity, they want to. Somebody say Natasha not come from a poor family. If now this lady, as you know, they carry from Yahoo allow for they don't fight. Therefore fall. That is why you see the lady has integrity. I don't think she's looking for money. Imagine, I watch the video February. That is what we have. When we employ Agbero from the Lagos, people that we are a garage don't have house. They become councillor, they become chairman, they become president, they become governor. What do you think we have? That is what we are seeing. I don't pray God will deliver us. This man will follow this matter. I tell you for this magistrate program. There's a very important marriage this woman. After we pray for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, the FCT minister and the immediate past governor of Rivers State have responded to the Supreme Court judgment, and he says that we must commend the judiciary for being bold and firm in saying this thing should not be allowed. That is the word of the FCT minister on the Supreme Court judgment ruling on the Rivers State House of Assembly. Remember, I briefed. Additionally, the court has also directed that Amewule should reconvene with all the elected members of the assembly plus the 26 embattled House of Assembly members. The court also annulled the elections of all the local government chairpersons who were elected in the October 2024 election organized by the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. What that means is Right Honorable Martin Chike Amewule becomes the speaker. Oh, hello. Okay. So you know I wasn't the one that was cutting you. I think you've been probably pressing your phone and putting us on mute. I appreciate if you can call back. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Mr. Oᴘᴜᴜ.
Good to have you join us on the show today.
At last I enter. Thank God.
Good to have you join us.
Thank you, sir. This is Babalola calling from Egeda.
You're welcome, Mr. Babalola.
I commend you for your brief analysis this morning.
Thank you.
You see, I will start from this Madam Natasha country. Someone called earlier on, and he was even saying the woman lack integrity. I would have asked the man, if your wife, if they don't show it to your wife, will you be happy? So on what ground are you are saying that woman lack integrity? You see, the very local can never change from his character. That's what I can say regarding to that issue.
And if they want to do investigation, who is going to conduct the investigation? Nothing will come out of it. That's for that. Then Rivers State this judgment. You see our judiciary system are completely in a mess. Because this 27 lawmakers, they went to TV station and they declare openly that they are no more in PDP. And what the law has said. Now some people are saying it's a good judgment. How? On what ground? Anyway, this man, the governor of that place, I will have advised him, sir, that he should go and prepare for his impeachment. That's what we happen at the end of the day. I think you can hear the statement of FCT minister. That is what they expect. I'm not surprised. Even I myself, I'll be preparing for this type of judgment. Good evening.
Thank you very much for joining us on the show today. I can still pick one more call. And we'll take a break by 5 o'clock, quickly pay some bills. I would come back and go straight to our social media platforms. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Mr.
You're welcome.
Yes, how are you, sir?
I'm very well, and you?
I'm good. My name is Shola.
Mr. Shola, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Akonwajo.
Okay.
I'm going to be very brief on
Okay.
this. You know, these allegations by Natasha, you know, it's still allegation, and it's not to mean that we are saying the Senate president couldn't have done that. You know, there have been allegations against him in that respect too. But I hope she has her evidence, because you cannot come out with such allegations without evidence. And even if there's evidence, we know the Nigerian system. It's still likely that they will shove it aside. So, but the most important thing is that you shouldn't come out with such allegations without evidence.
Proofs.
Yes, all the call logs and all those things, she must be ready for that. So that's just my own.
Thank you very much. Of course, she knows the implications of such, especially the individual involved. If you're making such weighty allegations, I mean, you've got to be sure of what you're bringing up on the table. You've got to be sure you've got the evidences to come prove that truly the number 3 man has sexually harassed you beyond, the interviews, beyond how detailed the explanation and the breakdown is. The court will rely on concrete evidences to get this done. And I hope that this is not going to be swept under the carpet, as we've had quite a few cases, left and right. Sometimes when you're that highly placed, it almost becomes maybe a little impossible, to get some of these things out. But hey, let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's hope that things would certainly get better. Okay, keep your calls coming in. 09136000410. It is the Situation Room, live on Mainland 98.3 FM. We've got loads of messages on Facebook. Steve Offer says the history of Akpabio with women is well known to many people. Beginning from when he was in the private law practice in Lagos, his friends complained about his appetite for other people's girlfriends and wives. His story as a commissioner and governor in Akwa Ibom with randy attitude to women, particularly those looking for contract. The NDD's case is fresh in our minds, but I'm not expecting anything from that smelling Senate with the same characters like Akpabio. Okay, Steve Offer, thank you for dropping your message on Facebook. Solomon Achogba says, I'm Achogba Solomon from Ikeja. This is not the first time this kind of allegations is coming up against this same Akpabio. And as for Natasha, a lawyer who came out with allegations of this magnitude, I want to believe she has enough evidence from the way nothing with one Austin Usman or Kai of Kogi State. And for the Lagos Assembly and Rivers State, we are watching as events would keep unfolding. As for the Supreme Court judgment in Rivers, I pray they don't turn Rivers to what they've made Imo State with Obusodima to be. But one thing I want to say is this. And Nigerians can still think critically in the midst of this persistent hunger, pains, and hikes everywhere. We should watch for distractions by politicians as their race for plans for 2027 has fully commenced. Oh, who and what will save Nigerians from these politicians? Okay, let's go on a break. I'll pay some bills. When we come back, I will read more messages. I will pick more calls. 09136000410. That is the number to call. 09136000430. That is the number to text. Facebook.com youtube.com/Mainland FM is where you can stream us live, and also youtube.com/Mainland FM. You drop your comments and I'll pick them when I come back.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your pilot speaking. Today we have some special passengers on board. 3 BITANO members are going to England to watch Aston Villa live. Congratulations, Emeka, Yemi, Ibrahim.
Play with BITANO and stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the UK to watch live the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham. BITANO, proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Available only to those over the age of 18. The promo is valid from November 1st to February 28th, 2025.
Chai, my head, oh. Oga landlord, why you dey shake like ceiling fan? Eh? My village people don't come again, oh. This one with your body hot so. You don't do test? Yes, see result, oh. Oga landlord, no be your village people. Na malaria. You need Luta. Luta na better medicine. We dey knock down malaria. Oya see am. Take am. Hey, thank you, Oga Luta. I don't dey can't pay.
Luta, brand of Artemata and Lumefantrine, is another quality product from Hovid, marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor.
Everybody say thanks, Luta. Malaria's in big trouble.
Oga, this your engine don't kaput. After you don't make me repair. See the kind thing you talk. Oga, don't be my fault now. I said you walk. Now your engine no good. Hello, my engine.
My people, una sabi say one way to make sure say una motor and generator engine them work wella na to dey buy ogbonge quality petrol. That na why Dangote Refinery don't find way to refine their petrol to give us ogbonge quality straight run petrol. This na better quality petrol where you fit trust to. Time don't reach to care for una engine them. Buy better quality Dangote petrol.
Good morning, my people. Now your pilot the Eluna. Today we get special passengers for inside lane. 3 BITANO members they go England to go watch Aston Villa match live. Big congratulations to Emeka, Yemi, and Ibrahim.
Play with BITANO and you will get a chance to enter UK for free to go watch the match between Aston Villa and Tottenham. BITANO, now proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Now only for people who don't pass 18 years. This promo will be run from November 1st, 2024 to February 28th, 2025.
Chai, my head, oh. Oga landlord, why you dey shake like ceiling fan? Eh? My village people don't come again, oh. This one with your body hot so. You don't do test? Yes, see result, oh. Oga landlord, no be your village people. Na malaria. You need Luta. Luta na better medicine. We dey knock down malaria. Oya see am. Take am. Hey, thank you, Oga Luta. I don't dey can't pay.
Luta, brand of Artemata and Lumefantrine, is another quality product from Hovid, marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor.
Everybody say thanks, Luta. Malaria's in big trouble.
Oga, this your engine don't kaput. After you make me spend money repairing and repairing, see what you are now saying. Oga, don't be my fault now. I said you walk. Now your engine no good. Hello, my engine.
Do you know that one way to get your engine working efficiently is by buying good quality petrol? That is why Dangote Refinery has refined its petrol to straight run clean petrol, which is quality petrol you can trust for all your engines. It's time to care about your engine. Buy high quality Dangote petrol.
Chai, my head, oh. Oga landlord, why you dey shake like ceiling fan? Eh? My village people don't come again, oh. This one with your body hot so. You don't do test? Yes, see result, oh. Oga landlord, no be your village people. Na malaria. You need Luta. Luta na better medicine. We dey knock down malaria. Oya see am. Take am. Hey, thank you, Oga Luta. I don't dey kampe.
Luta, brand of Artemata and Lumefantrine, is another quality product from Hovid, marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor.
Everybody say thanks, Luta. Malaria's in big trouble.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos. When your whole world comes crashing down, is look up. Assemble the team and showtime of the brains. Waking up.
What'd you have for breakfast?
We are the sound of Lagos, and this is Mainland 98.3 FM Lagos.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
They say money don't buy you happiness.
The president must know that this is a bad time for our nation. We must rise to it. They are killing people in the east, in the west, in the south, in the north. We should shut it down the National Assembly. Let's shut it down. If we cannot save this country, we stay in our homes.
A new day, a new event. Old actors meet new ones, and a fresh twist adds up to the old subplot. Something unexpected blows up under the sun. But when the elephants fight, and the grass suffers and the ground shakes, we are always plugged in, watching it all unfold right here in the Situation Room. Here, we bring together the main actors to take their turns on pressing issues, dissecting events as they unfold across every sector of human concerns. Stay tuned to the Situation Room with 𝐴꿼ᴄ every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on your super dial, Mainland 98.3 FM. The Situation Room. We are always watching.
That's why I can say there. The eyes have it.
Hello everybody, this is 𝐶𝐴̈ɪnᴜ and I'm with 𝐴꿼ᴜ on the Situation Room, Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Thank you very much and welcome back. By 5:30, we'll have the Mainland FM Sunset News, and by 6 o'clock, trust me, I would come back here with my entire sports crew to take you to the world of sports. It's a Friday, and of course, it's the beginning of a massive weekend. By the way, your darling Mainland FM, I will be taking sport conversation off the radio to the field. We're going to be playing another radio station tomorrow by I think 11 o'clock. Don't worry, then you know that we don't just talk the talk here. We can actually do the job on the pitch of play. But I've told my colleagues, we should make sure that every time I control the ball, there's a bottle of Energizer waiting for me somewhere, so that and if I say my leg go, just know that there's ambulance on the standby. Just joking. They say all works and no play. Make 𝐴꿼ᴜ a dull boy. So we're going to be taking to the field tomorrow against City FM actually, and it's going to be a very friendly and engaging atmosphere. Just to relax a bit, and more importantly also fraternize and relate to our colleagues from other stations. So I'm sure you get to hear more of that updates as often as we get to engage other media houses as well, so that we don't just do the talk on the radio, but also show how it's been done on the pitch. Welcome back to the show. Boy, oh boy, while I was away, your calls kept pouring in, your messages kept pouring in. I will take all of them. But let me quickly read the message of the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate in the 2019 and 2023 presidential election in Nigeria, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. I had also released a statement in respect to the allegation of sexual harassment leveled against the President of the Nigerian Senate, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, by his colleague, the Senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, PDP's Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Let me just read a few paragraphs from the statement of Atiku Abubakar on his verified X handle. And it says, like millions of Nigerians, I watched with deep concerns this morning as Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan raised serious allegations of sexual harassment, intimidation, and mistreatment against the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. These allegations are grave and they deserve a thorough, impartial, uphold the highest standard of integrity, dignity, and respect, both for their office and for the Nigerian citizens that they've been sent to serve. As the third most powerful figure in the country, the Senate President should embody unimpeachable character. Sexual harassment in the workplace is a significant barrier to women's advancement and, by extension, the nation's progress. Allegations of such misconduct should never be simply dismissed, particularly when they involve a public officer with immense power, influence, and responsibility. As the chief presiding officer of the upper chamber, the Senate President has a duty to champion the protection and empowerment of Nigerian women through legislation, and not to be the subject of allegations that undermine those very principles. The handling of this matter will send a strong message about Nigeria's commitment to justice, accountability, and inclusion of women in governance. I urge the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Senate itself to take these allegations seriously by ensuring a credible, transparent, and independent investigation. With only 4 women currently serving in the Senate, it is imperative that we foster an environment where female legislators can serve without fear of harassment or intimidation. These movements demand careful and principled action to uphold the integrity of our institutions and ensure that every Nigerian, regardless of their gender, is treated with dignity and respect. Signed, Atiku Abubakar. Let me have your thoughts. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
You did not tell me that Faji have started with you already.
No. You know it's weekend now.
It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, now you're fasting now. So how are you?
I'm very well, and you?
Yeah, very well. Very well. Happy weekend.
Same to you.
And Ramadan Karim to fellow Muslims. Yeah, Alabala is my name.
Good to have you join us.
Speaking from Oja in Lagos. Okay, I just want to say these 3 things quickly before I pave way for others.
Please, I would appreciate if that music on the background can be lowered a bit. Please.
So, what I want to say is this. The Natasha Akpoti, I think if he has evidence, I think he might have his way. But if truly this kind of something is going on, has he ever reported to anybody before, to any security agencies before? Because if failed to have strong evidence against the Senate President, I think all Nigerians will go against this woman. If truly what she's trying to say is false, I think all Nigerians will go against her, even including people that are trying to be our supporters. So let her try to get her evidence, and Fabio should fast and take this matter to court. He should not wait the woman to go court before her. So let's know. I think it's unfunny. It's unfunny story. Then we will know how it's going to end. I'm interested in that story. I would say that issue of Rivers State Supreme Court judgment, I think it's a landmark judgment. You know, the same thing also happened in Edo State.
Edo State.
We are APC member. We condemn the action of the governor. We said the governor ought not to send those chairman away. They have been voted, so they should be returned. And the governor told the house that he returned them. So the same thing, I believe the same thing is going to happen in Osun State. It's a developing story. We are interested. And lastly, what is happening in my state, Mr. Fair?
What state is that?
Too happy. Lagos State, of course.
Oh.
I'm an awardee to the call.
Oh, wow.
Matana.
Wow.
I'm from Lagos State. What is happening in Lagos State is embarrassing.
It's appalling. It's appalling.
It is embarrassing our party. It's even embarrassing the president himself. And it's very, very not palatable. So we APC members that this thing can be happening even when they have mix-up members in the house. This kind of something has never happened. Now that we have 40 members of House of Assembly, oh no, it is absurd. it's not too good. All the leaders of APC should please wake up from September. Well, if this thing continues, we are having an election in the next 2 years. This might affect us. This might affect us. The leadership should wake up.
Thank you.
That we that are coming, we will see that we are in a safer hand. If this thing continues, it's going to affect the party.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Let me read your messages on our social media platforms, and I'll begin from Facebook, and also make a quick stop on YouTube where we're streaming live. James Chukwubukem says the Rivers judgment was so expected. Wike has been busy giving Nigerian judges so many incentives. If this is the last favor they can do to deliver Rivers back to him, surely they will go to any length to satisfy Wike. The judgment was not least expected. Nigeria is in captivity. But Mr. James, if you understand the sequence of events in Rivers State, then you would know that the constitutionality of the October 2024 election was also put into question. The fact that 76 hours to the election, all of the PDP candidates had decamped to the APP to contest that election. And of course, other political parties also withdrew from that election, including the All Progressive Congress. So they've been built up and back end to that particular issue. And secondly, is the Supreme Court. It's more like an appeal to an earlier judgment from the Rivers State government. There was a substituting judgment that came in from the appeal courts, and then it went all the way down to the Supreme Court, and the verdict was given. And again, there were harmonization of these cases. There were about 6 cases involving Rivers State in front of the court, the apex court, and then they had to harmonize the cases into 3. And those were the judgment of the 3 that we got today. The annulment of the local government election, the withholding of funds going to the state, because in 2024 the budget of the state was debated by 4 members of the House of Assembly, and the court says that is invalid. It's a 32-member assembly. There's no way 4 can sit and approve a budget. So, Mr. James, I just quickly have to lead into the build-up to this so that you will know that perhaps maybe it's not just a case of the judges are giving judgment to favor some Wike. I'm just saying that the build-up to the judgment makes it maybe not trying to preempt the court, but if you look at cases, like they always say, cases are references. You always go back to different cases, like what happened in Edo, for instance, the unfortunate case that is going on in Osun State also, where we have 2 different local government chairmen. The local government chairman according to the APC, and there's the local government chairman according to the PDP that contested the election last week Saturday and were sworn in on Sunday, but the executive governor of the state told them not to report to the secretariat. Welcome to Nigeria. Michael Lorias is also talking to us on Facebook, and he says, who is going to nominate the committee to investigate the Senate president? Are they the ones enjoying the juicy appointment from Akpabio? Market, nothing will come out of this. Mark from Lagos. Well, there is the House Committee on Ethics and Privileges that the responsibility is to investigate issues like this and arrive at appropriate conclusion. So I'm hoping that they will be able to do this issue and do justice to it. Uba Okpaya on Facebook says, good evening, guy. Okay, thank you. This country is heading to let me skip your first paragraph. You said if Akpabio can tell us to cry why Nigerians are hungry, Nemesis will catch up with him. But my problem is the guy in Asura will cover him up surely. They are good at manipulating the judiciary. On the Rivers matter, they want to ruin the government through impeachment, but I believe that place is not Imo State. Okay. Let me pick more calls. We'll come back to your messages. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
You're welcome. Mr. Chris.
Yeah.
Where are you calling from?
From Ojo.
Okay, you're welcome today.
Yeah, I want to quickly chime in on the Rivers matter because
please, you have the floor.
I think this country is heading to it too, because what's happening now is that the judiciary is going to end up putting this country in a mess. We also what happened in Imo State when the 4th position became first. They've not told us how they came about that. Where the 4th person, they leave the 2nd, the 3rd, and they went to the 4th person to announce him as governor. And since then, Imo State has never been in peace. Let me use that announcement because Imo State has not been in peace. The same thing now is happening in Rivers State. They want to just cut off the wings of the governor. And we also saw this coming when Wike was busy allocating houses and stuff for the judges and stuff. We know these they are very clear to see. You don't need to be a judge to know this fact. So why did the Supreme Court did it analyze or emphasize on that section of the law why that seat should be vacant? Did it say anything about it? It went further, and the audacity to say that allocation should not come to to people of Rivers State, all the workers, it's embarrassing.
But the Supreme Court gave the judgment.
That's why it's more annoying.
So the Supreme Court has the audacity to interpret the Constitution, Mr. James. You know that.
But let's be sincere. Where the Supreme Court, we all know they have interest, and once it's anything that concerns safety, the Supreme Court will always move to that place, and they will tell you that this is why they interpret. Okay, let's even the Akpabio issue. Should Akpabio be there for the first place? Mr. Ope, Akpabio, they want to contest they want to contest for the presidential seat, and at the end of the day, he lost. He couldn't. Maybe he dropped his this thing for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he came back and he was still the president of the Senate. So all these judgments, let's not say because the Supreme Court is the last hope. Supreme Court is now a political party. What anything that concerns APC or Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Supreme Court will judge to that people. Imagine what happened when Buhari was in charge. Local government autonomy. We all know how Buhari lost the Supreme Court. When immediately Tinubu came in, everything went. The Supreme Court changed its own verdict of what they announced then. They changed everything, and they now said, okay, autonomy should go to the local government. And what I'm saying here is it's quite a shame because if this is what is going on, I think Adeleke should have his own. He has his own quota because he's going to lose his own. Because what we are seeing here, I'm so disappointed in her. Because what the Supreme Court is showing that we, the common man, does not. This is not our last hope. You understand? And I think for other parties who are not APC members, they should now sit up. Let's not just fold our hand and say this is a fight for Fubara and the peoples of Rivers. This, I think, this is time for people to sit up and call out the judiciary. Forget about what they say Supreme Court is like. Supreme Court has been giving it such contradicting. We all saw that they are being one-sided in this. How can you say that the local government, they should not allocate funds to the local government of Rivers State, that the CBN should stop funding? Don't you know they have workers? They have
to be paid their salaries.
They have to be paid their salary. And what are you saying? And we also, Supreme Court, they have the final say. This is the time to sit up and ask a good enough question about those who give those judgments, Supreme Court or whatsoever. This rubbish has got to stop in this country. I'm so annoyed this afternoon.
Thank you very much. I could feel it in your position that you're absolutely very, very annoyed. Let me talk to Mr. Gege Joshua. Hello.
Good evening. Greeting.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I want to comment on this issue of Natasha Akpoti.
Please comment.
See, I am not supporting the Senate president. You know, this news is a developing news, and we still have to keep following up. But with whatever I've gathered so far, I believe the woman is bitter over her interest. There's a particular interest that she is trying to pass, but then the Senate president is not helping her out. And I will be so disappointed. I will be extremely disappointed in the Senate president. If the Senate president don't take this issue, I know he doesn't think most of all this in most cases, he doesn't take them too serious. Especially the issue of sexual. Let me
hold your thoughts, Mr. Gege Joshua. Maybe you and I will finish this show today. Is it in the place of Godswill Akpabio to take issue of sexual harassment serious or not? First off, the fact that he's representing an institution that is the highest law-making arm of government.
Yeah.
The fact that Godswill Akpabio is the number 3 man in this country.
Yeah.
Meaning that, God forbid, if anything happens to the president and the vice president, Godswill Akpabio becomes the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria according to the Constitution.
Yeah.
The fact that Godswill Akpabio is the leader of the 109 members representing all of the senatorial districts across the federation and the FCT. So should this be a case of Godswill Akpabio not taking it serious, or institutions should pick up these allegations and thoroughly investigate it?
Okay, this is it.
Okay.
The Senate president, we all know him. He's a jolly man.
Oh.
And he's a true politician. He's one of the politicians I respect so much in this country. You understand me?
Okay.
The way he takes some of all these things, he doesn't take them too personal, you know. And this is my fear, and this is the reason why I said I'll be extremely disappointed in him if he doesn't take up this matter so seriously. Because one, he said that for me in my recommendation that Akpabio should take this thing serious, and I want this woman, if Akpabio is found not guilty, this woman should be suspended for life.
And so, what if Akpabio is found guilty?
He should resign. He should resign.
He shouldn't be suspended for life. He should just resign.
He should be suspended for life from any political office.
Okay. I just want us to have a balance of terror.
That's my opinion.
Thank you very much. Because I know for one, I may be a layman when it comes to the law, interpretation of the law. I know for one that you can commit murder, and then the people you committed, or maybe the family of the person that was murdered, can, go to court and maybe get affidavits that they don't want to pursue the case, they want to discontinue the case. But the state government can still pick up the case via the DPP, Department of Public Prosecution, and they will still have a case against you, despite the fact that the family of the people involved are written for discontinuance of case. So even if Natasha Akpoti says she does not want to pursue the case, the fact that Godswill Akpabio represents an institution that speaks for the entire Nigerian population and is sitting over all of these intellectuals means that this should not be a case that should be personalized. If Akpabio is proven not guilty, then the other party should be made to face the consequences of false allegations. But if Akpabio is proven to be guilty, then he should also be made to face the law. This is not a case of he doesn't take sexual harassment allegations serious. If you say, Mr. Gege, that he doesn't take it serious, that means it's something that has been, reoccurring. That's why you think he's not been taking them serious. So if people keep calling you thief and thief and thief every time, even if you wave it off, somewhere along the line somebody else will bring it up, maybe at the point that is maybe at the most important stage of your life. Somebody will say, oh, you were accused of stealing money at so and so time, and you say, oh, I didn't take it serious. Okay, then you will understand what that means. Hello, good evening, my last caller for the week and for the month.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
You're welcome. Your name and where you're calling from?
Name is Dixon from Ayobo.
Okay, Mr. Dixon from Ayobo. Yeah, my last caller for the month and for today.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God for life. It's unfortunate that what is happening in the country right now for Rivers. Let me just say, let's start from Rivers. You can see what is happening in Rivers. It's just unfortunate. Where the country is sliding towards one party system already. Because as it is now, nothing we have apart from except it's not to APC, you can never get judgment. That's just it now. And the ball is in the court of the River people. Well, that's for them. That's for them. Therefore, Akpabio and there's a thing already. A lot of people have complained already. Now, when I called you, he said they should investigate when he was the managing director of social company. So when you, like what you said, when somebody is doing something and they are calling somebody they are correct of an act, then that person you have to watch out with that person. That's just it. So that probably is only taking serious. I don't believe that. A wage allegation like this is something you have to take serious. Except you are guilty of it.
Mr. Dixon, let me let you go. Apologies, I have to just end that call. A few messages here for me to take. I've got about 20 seconds to go. My name is John. This man Akpabio has been saying something they need to investigate, but the powerful people won't because they're in the same caucus. Watch out. This issue will die a natural death. Okay, good evening, good work. Nigeria will soon collapse under this man. Okay, no, I can't take that message. Well, we've come to the end of the program for the week. For the month of February, next would be Happy New Year, but before then you'd have to wait for the headline for the Sunset News at 5:30, and I would also come back for Sports Cruise by 6 p.m. My name is Ōkpeyèmí Akinde. Stay safe and happy new month in advance.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch, and I'm a broadcast journalist and a sport administrator. I want you to listen to Situation Room with 𝐴̀kpẹ́yẹmí on mainland 98.3 FM from 4 to 5 p.m. weekdays. God bless Nigeria.
Oga Police, no worry, I see you. You know you can do the right thing, right? You know you can do without that bribe. You know you don't even have to harass that young man because he is properly dressed. And you think he's a Yahoo boy? You don't even have to assault that citizen whom you have sworn an oath to protect. Yes, we understand that the pay is not good enough to take you home. That you are still wearing a uniform that you bought with your own money 5 years ago. It's no news that the government has not done